Really excited to get going. You know, first 2 days here, really not truly in camp. I say camp really starts when you put pads on, but great to have our football team back and kind of starting practice and getting ourselves going. So, you know, reports of just things you guys will be interested in. Milo Tongamoya will be here, not here yet. He is finishing up classes. It's not a shock to anybody. We kind of knew this was a situation that he had to finish up some classes late. Those finish later on this week. Expect him to be with us sometime this week. And then other than that, I'll certainly open up to any questions you guys have.
What do you hope to get out of day one, man?
Oh, I think the biggest thing is just getting our guys back together. You know, the NCAA allows us so much more time with our football players with our summer rules, and our kids have been here all summer long. You know, our summer was really thought process on, you know, attention to detail. We hardly did any team activities, which they kind of prohibit you from doing anyways with the ball. But all of our work was on individual techniques and how do we do those little things that it takes for us to be successful in the heat of the moment. So now you can start talking a little bit about scheme and you know, how we displace certain people on the field and put ourselves in a position to be successful.
Johnny Lang play this year?
Oh my goodness, yeah, too early, way too early. You know, Johnny hasn't even practiced yet. Practices this afternoon. You know, I think the thing that I really like about Johnny is Johnny shows that the two qualities that you want in a skill player is he can really run. Probably, you know, first, second fastest guy on our football team, you know, and he's built really sturdily. You know, he's shown that, you know, he's got the abilities. He's high on lifting. He came in, tested really well, ran really well. All things that you look for, that skill set. But until we put pads on, see him, you know, in action, it'll be fun to see. But really an exciting skill player that we're all excited about.
How's Matt Leo adapted so far?
Yeah, really good. Matter of fact, went home to Australia for the first time in about a year and a half. Just got back yesterday, and great to have him back with us. Excited, healthy. You know, got through that spring acclimation piece that we tried to get him through. I thought it was a really good plan, and you know, excited for him to really get into really needed reps that he'll need all fall.
We talked after spring about the importance of individual workouts and guys taking on that responsibility on their own. Did you see that during the offseason that you wanted to?
Yeah, I think if you said what's the greatest shift of our team is the time and the effort that they put in themselves. And you know, last year, like I said, we were coaching so much of start behind the line, finish through the line, wear the right stuff out to practice. You know, make sure you're on time. Now, you know, our kids spent the entire offseason of what I call perfecting their craft and detail. And those are the things when it's the third or fourth quarter and it's that critical play you have to make. That's what you rely back on. So now you have some confidence, you have some swagger when you get to that time because you were able to put time into perfecting your craft. So I think we saw the sweat equity go into it. And again, all that does is give you a chance. But I thought our kids did a great job with that this summer.
What's Marching Murdoch's progression been like, and how's his progression track, I guess, in your view?
Yeah, you know, he's been really impressive. He had a phenomenal spring, and probably was a little bit of a surprise. And in fairness to Marching, he didn't get here until the day before camp a year ago. You know, was finishing up classes in Illinois, really similar situation. And, you know, just was kind of certainly helped us in special teams and some things last year. But I think what happened is this offseason, the entire spring and the entire offseason, really saw the real Marching Murdoch. Had a great spring, you know, had a really good morning practice this morning. You know, can run, is in great shape, is really going to be an asset for our receiving corps. Really excited about Marching.
How much have you seen the size of your team grow since January, but even this summer? Seems like several guys have walked up and your team just looks bigger.
Well, yeah, you come out this morning and then you come out this afternoon and you see those freshmen and you see those, you know, redshirt freshmen, and you just see the size on the offense, defensive line, and at the skill positions at the wide receiver. I think it looks like what you hope to look like, you know, tall, strong. You know, I think our record was 90% of our guys PR'd in the bench, the squat, and the clean this summer. So that's pretty impressive. And a lot of credit goes to Coach Wade and our strength staff getting bigger and stronger. And we had a really good spring that regard, and to be able then to put another summer together in that regard of getting bigger, getting stronger. And I thought that was really important, especially for the youth of our offensive and defensive line groups, you know, for us to be able to compete this fall, to get that group bigger and stronger. And I thought that group did it.
I remember you saying last year Bobick was pound for pound the strongest guy. Who's that this year?
Yeah, you know, I think there's a really good debate in that, which is nice to have. You know, I think I said a year ago we only had one guy that bench pressed 400 pounds. You know, now I think we're somewhere around 15, 16 guys that can do that. Guys like Ray Lima and Robbie Garcia and Obi, and I think that list goes on and on. In a regard, I'm sure I'm not hitting all those, but a lot of credit goes to Coach Wade. A lot of credit goes to the investment of our team. I think the Coach Hillman coming involved with our nutrition plan and all those things. I think really our kids did a great job of taking advantage of all that, and there's certainly been great growth in those areas.
Speaking of
How much will you throw at Chase Allen?
Yeah.
And how quickly will it come?
Yeah, I just think, and I think the biggest thing for him is his development. There's so much competition between tight end and our skill players, our running backs, of ball, and there's only one. And the nice thing is that sometimes the defense dictates it when you certainly have guys that are capable at every position. The defense dictates where the ball goes. And so I think that's the one thing we're really excited about, is having Chase and certainly Sam Barnes and some guys that are capable at that tight end position now to not only block and create edges for us in the run game, but also be threats for us in the passing game where people leave the middle of the field open. So I think guys that we certainly have to respect, and we're really excited about their growth.
What's his learning curve? How much can he handle so fast? And how do you know when you're in information overload with him?
Well, I think that's one of the really unique things about Chase. And it's, again, when you go to recruit and you talk about guys that have a great understanding for the game, and certainly Chase's background with his father and growing up as a football coach's son, you have, I think, a learning curve that's a lot faster than maybe the common player. So I think Chase has always shown that. Really did a year ago too, and which was trajectory was to play. If he wouldn't have probably gotten hurt, and certainly gotten sick even after getting hurt. So I think what Chase was able to do was to take that time, and instead of being frustrated not playing, was say, how can I continue to learn and grow in this offense, so when I get on the opportunity, my learning curve is even shorter than it would be. So he's really done a great job. I really look forward to Chase, because I think he can be a great asset when we do offensively.
Do you guys open camp with that quarterback battle still going on, or somebody kind of moved into that number 2 spot? Yeah.
No, I think it's wide open, and I think that's going to be a really fun battle for us to watch. I think it's absolutely critical to our success. Having that guy that's number 2. I think the nice thing is we feel really confident in those 2 guys. It's great to see Zeb back out there, full go today, even ran a ball, which was really good to see, giving him some confidence. And Kyle's a guy that I thought had a really good spring from start to finish for us. And then Devin coming in. Devin's a young guy that's shown really good what all things intangibles we want. Can run, can throw, got an elite arm strength. So it's going to be really fun to watch those 3 guys kind of maneuver and see their growth through the fall camp.
So good.